Hello guys, welcome back to Tier 1 Aero League Racing. It's your boy Vex here, as usual.
Hello there.
And the guys are just about to go into qualifying now. So with who's at the front? Let's have a look who's at the front. Sweeping her ass nicely. We have now found out that this is Marco. Still hasn't changed that symbol. Whatever. So who is at the front? I can't find who's at the front. I think it's Van der Spek. So Van der Spek, I think he's a relative newcomer. I think he joined either this round or the previous one. Can't quite remember that. But Kanata as well. We can see Kanata there behind him. We'll see him. He's in the Aston. So I think this is a relative newcomer. I'm not sure if he's come up from League 2, Tier 2, or if just because he's that fast he's been put straight into Tier 1. The Viking Dog, also affectionately known as Viking Daddy. I think a lot of people are going to be calling him Viking Daddy from now on. That was a faux pas for myself. Obviously we've got a guy called Viking Daddy drives with us, but it came out one night, didn't it? And maybe it's going to start sticking. Ben, he's there in the GT. The first of the Fords. We've got BX. Obviously everyone's all on that outlap at the moment. They're not going to be putting in any flying laps until they finish this one. Everyone getting some heat in the tyres, trying to scrub some of that fresh rubber off, get the tyres a little bit sticky. So we've got Sindra there in the Corvette, we've got Iggy, also a very fast driver in the hot tub time machine. He's in that Volkswagen VGT. Lars, I think he joined last round, didn't he? He's there in the BRZ. His teammate a little way back at the moment. Owen, he's there currently in the Porsche 911 RSR. I think that's the only one actually running in Tier 1 at the moment. Aero GT, obviously he is in the Ford GT as well. We've got Marco. I now know it's Marco. He's put on a bit of a show, hasn't he, for the first couple of rounds. He's been dominating pretty much. A little bit of a shaky last round. Some shenanigans aplenty. Kyle, that was it. Kyle's he's in the second, the BRZs. That was who I couldn't remember whose Lars's teammate was, but it is Kyle. And then we've got Chris down in 13th. So we're missing a few guys tonight. I think we're missing Chris's teammate. And I can't quite remember who else. Normally there's people that would stand in. There is a lot of stand-in drivers in the Aero League Racing. So anyway, at the moment we're on board with Van der Spek, who has started his first flying lap. That tyre wear I think is going to be an issue this evening, isn't it? Tyre degradation is going to be at a premium for sure. And Suzuka can be very hard on the tyres. So he's coming into Casio Triangle. Going to try and keep it smooth through there. It's this bit here that catches me out. Sometimes try and plant it too early, you get a bit loose on the rear end. He's managed it nicely there though. So he did a 59.5. Viking Dog has just picked provisional pole at the moment with a 59.046. He is in fact in the slip, I believe. In fact, no, he's behind somebody else, isn't he? I thought he was in the slip of Van der Spek, but not at the moment. So Viking Dog is currently provisional pole with a 59.046. That's 1 minute 59.046. Kyle currently second. Decent lap there from Kyle, a 1:59.2. Obviously these lads should get faster as that fuel starts to deplete and we get a bit of a lighter car. Iggy currently third at the moment with a 159.484. Van der Speck, he's dropped to fourth with that 159.5. Sindra only 100 above him, 159.6. Marco 159.6. He's actually putting a personal best sector. So Lars is currently sat in 7th with a 159.9. Oh, big moment there from Lars. Come on, save your son. He hasn't saved it. He's into the gravel. That's unlucky. He's going to have to write that lap off. That was Owen, who we just saw passing there. This is who we're on board with now. Just come under the bridge. This is also another sketchy corner on the exit. You can also sometimes lose the rear under acceleration. All too many times I've hooked up the rear too well and it's sent the car left into that barrier and it's game over. But he did well, didn't he? He did good to well to hold on to that. But he's currently sat in 8th with a 159.9. 999. Was that 988? Do I need to go to Specsavers? No, it is a 999. Aero currently sat in 9th place with a 2 minutes 097. Chris is currently sat in 11th with a 2 minutes 860. Oh, Ben's actually just improved there. He's gone up to 7th with a 159.9. It's a decent lap there from Ben. That's dropped Lars down. Who was we with? Was we with Aero, wasn't we? So Kanata not too far behind Aero. He's actually 600ths behind Aero. We're 2 minutes 786. So I think Aero actually just, yeah, he's just improved again. Chris, 2 minutes 860. He's going to put on a fresh set of softs. BX looking a little bit off the pace at the moment. He was rapid, wasn't he, in the previous round? So maybe we're still going to see a decent lap for him. Perhaps he's just not managed to get it hooked up yet. I think maybe the AMGs are actually going to struggle slightly with tyre wear around Suzuka. But we'll have to wait and see. So Viking Dog still currently provisional pole with that 159.046. Marco has actually improved again. He's gone up to 2nd place currently with a 159.2. So that drops Kyle to 3rd, Iggy to 4th, and Van der Speck down to 5th. We'll actually go on board with... Who should we go on board? Should we go on board with Marco? Let's go on board with Marco. Give him a little bit of airtime. He might actually be coming in now. This might be a cool down lap for him. I want to try and find somebody who's actually on a fast lap. Obviously, Marco is very fast, so that was why I went on board with it. I think Viking Dog may be potentially on a cool down lap as well, so he may be... Yeah, he's definitely on a cool down lap now, isn't he? In fact, we're at the 8-minute mark, so maybe unable to get into the pits and put on a fresh set of tyres. I think that may be it, possibly, for qualifying. I think it's 10 minutes for qualifying. Kyle is currently on an outlap, so yeah, these two guys, I think they're going to be heading to the pits, possibly. In fact, this Viking Dog, is he on an outlap? Them tyres are very heavily worn. I can't see that that's an outlap. Unless he's just been shredding them tyres. Or perhaps he didn't change them. Interesting. So BX, I said it, didn't I? I wondered if he managed to go faster, and he's actually taken provisional pole currently of a 158.7. So yeah, Viking Dog has written it off now. You can see him up there against the barrier. So BX putting in an absolutely rapid time again, 58.7. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to beat that. He's a whole 200ths quicker than Viking Dog. Marco managing to close the gap somewhat again to Viking Dog. He's only 100 behind. Kyle only, well, that's 0.16 behind Marco. Iggy is currently in 5th. So I think as this is approaching, well, in fact, no, there's some guys still on a lap, aren't there? I'm sure these guys are still on the lap. Is Iggy going to improve? No, Iggy doesn't improve. Kyle's still sat there in the 4th. So Van der Speck in the pits, Sindra in the pits. Ben going to improve? Who's ahead of him? Not Lars. So we'll stay on board with Ben for a minute. I think he had improved on his lap, but this is going to be the final lap for the guys. Does he improve? I don't think he is. No, he didn't. So currently, BX is on pole. We got Viking Dog sat in second place. Marco is third. Kyle is in fourth. Iggy is fifth. Van der Speck sixth. Sindra seventh. Ben eighth. Lars ninth. Lars maybe on a lap now though. He's got some fresh softs. Owen also. I think he's. Oh, he's coming up to the end of Casio Triangle now, so maybe able to improve. I don't know who that was ahead of him, but they're going to finish their lap now as well. And he does. He manages to go up to fifth. Well done, Owen. That was a great lap there, wasn't it? So, is everybody finished their final lap? Aero, he's not improved. So, yeah, I think everybody's finished their final lap, although Chris, he may be on a flyer at the moment. And he manages to improve as well. So, currently, we have BX on pole. We've got Viking Dog second place. We've got Marco in third. Kyle is there in fourth. We've got Owen in fifth. Iggy will be sixth. Van der Speck will start in seventh. Aero will be eighth. Sindra ninth. Chris 10th. Ben 11th. Lars in 12th. Kanata in 13th. Well, that was qualifying, guys, and that was a great qualifying, wasn't it? It's a shame we didn't get to see that lap from BX because that was an absolutely blistering lap. He absolutely must have had that completely nailed to its utmost. Would have been a beautiful thing to see, but yeah, unfortunately missing that one. So this was qualifying anyway, and we will get on with the sprint race shortly. Make sure I've got refreshments. I definitely have refreshments. Oh, and actually it looks like Iggy improved right at the end there as well. Iggy will be starting in third place. That's dropped Marco to fourth, and then Kyle fifth. So your top five: BX Royal, Viking Dog, Iggy, Marco, Kyle. Obviously the sprint race does start off with grid formation, as you see it there, off of them results. And the feature race, the 40-minute endurance, will be a reverse grid with a rolling start, as always. So I think maybe the guys having a quick wee break or whatnot before the race starts. And they should get into it. In fact, it looks like the race is now starting. Okay, room reset. Where was Isaac Mitch in that? That was who we were missing, wasn't it? That was one of the guys that I didn't see on track. So will he have to start from the back? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure what's going to happen there, or if he's going to get a chance to put a lap in. Maybe he'll have to just start from the back. Obviously qualifying has just finished. Oh, Isaac. What are you doing, bruv?
You're not my dad!
And welcome along any viewers that are here this evening. Nice to have you on board. Be good to get some interactions again as we have had in previous streams. Never really been much of a fan of the streams. Obviously used to doing the post-com replays, that's what I normally do for the Ultimate Racing League, but it is what it is. But it does make it easier, you know, when you get some interactions from people and stuff, it makes doing the stream thing easier, because, you know, you have more stuff to waffle about. As I'm sure you can all appreciate. So where will... Yeah, so I think Isaac Mitch is unfortunately going to have to start in last place, it looks like. But then Marco should be further up the order as well, so I don't think that is how the grid will be. I think the grid's still getting shuffled about. Though I could be wrong. Okay, so here we go. We're waiting for the lights. There are 5 lights. And they're off. It is go, go, go. Looks like Iggy, he's covering off the inside line. So Marco there, not too far behind. Looked like Marco was having a look, didn't it? But BX is going to maintain that first place. So in the meantime, Viking Dog is going to sit behind him. Iggy there in 3rd place, Marco 4th, Kyle 5th. Syndra, I think Syndra's made up a few places, hasn't he? Up to 6th. Owen, who is that in the background? Somebody's off in the background. We got somebody off already. So Owen up to 7th place, Aero GT, he's there in 8th. Lars is 9th. Chris in 10th, Ben 11th, Kanata is 12th, Isaac Mitch, he's up to 13th, no, he's up to 12th, he's taken that position away from Kanata, so Kanata dropping to 13th now. And it was Van der Speck having that moment at the start. That's unlucky, Van der Speck, get your head in the game, mate, you can get back in there. Just keep your head down, keep your eye on the ball and see what you can make happen. So BX... BX still in control of the race. He's actually started to extend now as well. Nearly a 0.6 gap, nearly a whole second. He's trying to stretch it up to a second, isn't he? And we haven't even got the first lap over with. So Palm Tree Racing has just entered the room. I don't know if that is somebody else who should be racing or if they've just come to spectate and he's just left again. Welcome along, other viewer. We have 2 whole viewers now. How fantastic is that? So we've got BX still in 1st place as he come up to Casio Triangle for the first time. He's going to come through there nicely, isn't he? He's got Viking Dog hot on his tail though. Viking Dog, he's 0.7 off now, but he's got a nice bit of breathing space to Iggy, who is in 3rd place. Iggy dropping to 1.5 seconds off the back of Viking Dog. In fact, I want to go on board with Viking Dog and see if... No, he's not close enough, is he? Definitely not close enough to go for a move. So I think the front 2, I think the guys are just going to let him get away with it. They're just going to start extending, aren't they? So Iggy, it looked like Marco was really close to him, but he's actually started to extend to Marco now. He's up to 0.7, 0.8. And that gap is fairly consistent though, even though it's stretching somewhat, it is coming back down again. And we have seen how rapid Marco can be. He put on an absolute display in the 1st and 2nd round. I think he's won... I think he won the first 4 races. Am I wrong? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, very fast driver. Kyle all over the back of him though. in that BRZ. That BRZ seems to have come alive in the last 2 races. I'm wondering if maybe with the latest BOP updates, it has brought that car to life. So it was just a little bit dead before, wasn't it? Owen, he's currently in 6th place. I think he managed the top 5 finish, didn't he, in the last round, so Owen driving the wheels off that RSR at the moment. As I say, I think that's the only one in this championship at the moment. So it'd be nice to see Owen with a teammate. Caballero, or Caplero, however you want to say it. I like Caballero, to be honest. It sounds like, you know, like a Calypso or something. I don't know. Chatting nonsense now. But yeah, Caballero, he's up to 7th place. He's in the first of the 4 GTs. Where's Ben? His teammate. I think he's a few cars behind. Sindra's there in 9th. And there's 2 cars side by side as it came through Casio Triangle. That's not really what you want to be doing through there. They managed to keep it nice and clean. But yeah, Sindra currently 8th place. Maybe looking like he can go for a move on Caplero. And he didn't quite have the door open. Caplero shut the door on him. Closed that gap. He wasn't able to find a way through Sindra. Chris is currently sat in 9th place. Putting that AMG through his paces. Isaac Mitch, that's BX's teammate, currently in 10th place. He missed out on qualifying, so doing well at the moment to make up a few places. He's also been a very fast driver, hasn't he? I think he was one of the underdogs previous season, but absolutely flying in that Dodge Viper. Lars currently in 11th. And we've got Ben being hounded now by Van der Speck. Van der Speck is all over the back of Ben. Can he find a way past? I think as we come up to the hairpin, Ben's going to have to go really defensive, isn't he? Otherwise Van der Speck is going to slip one up the inside. And he does. He's had a look. I said it was coming. He's got it done. Ben's still there on the outside. Can Lars get it through? Can Van der Speck get it through even? I think Ben just pulling ahead again. And he has. So Van der Speck having to sit back in that slipstream. They got Kanata waiting in the wings there as well. Can he get past him? If they're not careful, Kanata may be able to get a 2 for 1. That'd be a bog off, a buy one get one free. So Van der Speck really putting the pressure on Ben now. Ben covering the inside early. As they come up to this sweeping left-hander, they don't want to be side by side, not really. But neither one of them wanted to back out. Ben actually coming off better there. Is Van der Speck going to be able to get through as he comes into Casio Triangle for the 3rd time? No, he's actually nearly lost that position to Kanata as well. Kanata, he wants some of that. And Kanata now starting to put Van der Speck under some pressure as well. So he wants to take that 13th place back. I fancy he might go for a move into turn 1 if Van der Speck doesn't cover it off. But no, I don't think he thought he was close enough that time around to go for the move. So we'll come back to these two shortly. So BX still out in 1st place. Viking Dog has managed to close that gap now though, so BX is going to have to start throwing the defensive shades. I think he's quite aware that he has got that Corvette bearing down on him now. As I said, I did feel like tyre degradation would be a big factor in this race, obviously being a 15-minute sprint race. And if you look at the graphic there on the bottom left, you can see that BX has used nearly half of his tyres already, as has Viking Dog. Or Viking Daddy. Iggy. Go on, Iggy, son. Iggy actually dropping another second behind Viking Dog now. It's down to 2.3, but as I say that, he's starting to bring it down. So maybe this is where the Volkswagen comes to life, or the Volkswagen, depending if you're from Germany or not. I think maybe this is where it comes to life through the infield. He's still being chased down by Marco though. I think Marco still fancies getting up on that podium. And it looked like up ahead, Viking Dog actually closing the gap again to BX, so BX is really going to have to start going defensive, isn't he? We should probably check in and see if Viking Dog may be close enough to go for a move into turn 1. No, he's not. That would be a bit of a dive, wouldn't it, if he went from that distance back. Actually with the current fastest lap as well, for 1:58.9. It's the fastest lap in the race at the moment. BX's fastest lap is a 59.2, so maybe trying not to put them tyres under too much strain, trying to get as much out of them as you possibly used more rubber than Viking Dog. So I don't know, I think the Corvette may be a little bit better on tyre wear than the AMG. So it'll be interesting to see if that comes into play in the endurance race. Obviously BX, he took the win, didn't he, in the sprint race last week, and I think Viking Dog won the endurance. Did he? You'd think I'd know, wouldn't you? Professional and all that. I only did the video yesterday. Alright, let's forget about that anyway. So BX, he's still trying to get away from Viking Dog, but these two have broken away from the rest of the field now. We're coming up to the final 5 minutes of this race. I do fancy these guys are going to be trying to run these tyres for the entirety of the race, and they're going to be very dead by the end. So Iggy, that gap now to Viking Dog is at 3.3 seconds. Still not losing that position to Marco though, so kudos to Iggy. He must be putting on a defending masterclass at the moment. Defensive Grandmaster in the hot tub time machine. And it looks like he can just stay just ahead enough of Marco that Marco can't even start to try and set a move up. But then it will tyre wear come into factor, because it does look like Marco has got a lot better tyres at the moment. And he keeps closing that gap again. Must be all that hentai giving him some special power. Oh, did he go for a move? Oh, he's actually gone for a move. He's tried to go around the outside of Iggy there. Iggy covering it off. Well done, Iggy. That was an amazing defence there. We almost missed that. So Marco tried pulling one off around the outside. Iggy covered the inside off around the hairpin. Left Marco nowhere to go. Marco nearly losing the rear on the exit. He managed to hold it though. That was a great save there, to be fair. Great driving from these two. Oh damn, and we've missed it. Viking Dog has managed to take the lead of the race at BX. I did say that, didn't I? I think his tyres maybe a little second hand now. Is he going to be able to hold on to that second place? Driving from Viking Dog as well. Fair play, Viking Dog. He's actually putting the fastest lap with a 58.9. Oh, we mentioned that before. BX! What is BX doing? Come on, son, you can get back in there. I think his tyres are... they're looking very worse for wear, aren't they? That gap from Viking Dog is already up to 0.9, nearly up to a second now. Come on, BX. And it's extended to a second. Can he bring it back down? He is starting to bring it back down slowly. He needs to get back in that slipstream if he wants to have a chance of retaking the lead of the race. It is going to start heating up. We are into the final 2.5 minutes. Very nearly. We're going to have a quick rundown, aren't we? See where everyone is. So Viking Dad managing to take the lead of the race. We've got BX there in second place. We've got Iggy. Iggy and Marco still having a battle there for third and fourth. I think Iggy's going to hold on to it. It looked like he just manages to get away out of the corners, doesn't he? Just looks like he's got better momentum. Although we're going to have to stay on board with these two now because we saw Marco go for that move around the outside. He's got the inside this time. Can he send it out the inside? No, Iggy's covered it off. He's shut the door. Great driving from Iggy. Fantastic bit of defending there. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but is that a Swedish flag, Iggy? I'm sure you can let me know on the Discord. But I think maybe Iggy and Chris both Swedish. Marco, I believe that's an Italian flag, so Marco and Viking Dog, although I would have thought Viking Dog maybe from Norway. You'd expect it with a name like Viking Dog, wouldn't you? But perhaps he's from Italy as well. Marco's still putting the pressure on Iggy. We need to get this rundown done. Still putting the pressure on into Casio Triangle for the 7th time, and we are going to have a rundown. So Marco is in 4th place, Kyle still in 5th, Owen still 6th, Chris is 7th. Lars and Ben having a bit of a battle now. Lars, has he managed to get past Ben? I'm not sure. Ben's still there. We can't see them. Cameraman, come on. So he's managed to take that 8th place away from Ben. For the meantime, they're still having a battle as they come down the start finish. There's a little bit of door-to-door action. They don't want to be bumping too much there. There's definitely some touchy-feely going on. All right, Uncle Touchy, you need to calm down, mate. Oh, no! Hopefully that wasn't a bit of contact that sent Lars off there, but he went deep into turn 1, didn't he? I'm not sure what happened. I was too worried about Uncle Touchy. Isaac's there in 10th place. Kanata is currently 11th. Kepler GT in 12th. Sindra, oh no, Sindra's off as well into 13th. He's going to drop down the order though, isn't he? I think Van der Speck may be able to get past him if he doesn't get a car going anytime soon. And he spun it again. Sindra. So I think Van der Speck is going to take that place. We're going to have to go back on board with Iggy and Kyle and Marco. So actually, Viking Dog extending to 2 minutes and no, 2 minutes, 2.4 seconds. It's not 2 minutes, is it? That'd be a fucking amazing gap. 2.4 second gap now to BX. BX currently still in 2nd place, but he has got Iggy. His front tyres are gone. His front tyres are absolutely dead. This is the final lap. Can he hold them off though? This is where the battle's going to be. BX currently 2nd place. He's going to cover off the inside early. Iggy's going to have to go the long way round. He's also got Marco there. Can he get past him? I think he has. He's on the outside. No, he has. He's got past. Iggy getting past. Can BX still come back against him? I'm not sure. We got Marco as well. Marco trying to make his way up the inside. He's going to try and do a 2 for 1. Oh, and he had. No, he's barged Iggy out. And Kyle's managed to get through. Where's Iggy gone? Viking Dog. He's taking the checkered flag. But these guys, oh my God, there were shenanigans aplenty at the end there. I think Marco having to back out to take 6th place. So we've got Viking Dog 1st place, Kyle in 2nd, we've got Owen 3rd, Iggy 4th, BX is 5th, Marco 6th, Chris 7th, Ben 8th, Lars 9th, Isaac 10th, Kanata 11th, Kepler GT, he's going to bring him in 12th. Van der Speck will be 13th unless Sindra manages to get past him. We're going to have to stay on board with Van der Speck, aren't we? Because Sindra is quite close at the moment. Will he be able to get a move done into Casio Triangle? We saw that move from Marco, an absolute dive bomb it looked like. He took a few people out, didn't he? And Kyle came up bare out of that. He managed to finish 2nd place. And Owen was 6th. He came through to 3rd. What a shake-up in this first sprint race. So yeah, Van der Speck finished 13th and Sindra was 14th. Oh my God, you guys are trying to make me lose my voice tonight, I can tell. You need to calm down. Oh my God, what a sprint race that was, and what shenanigans at the end. I could see Marco, he looked like he was going to try and go for that move. You can't go 3 wide into Casio Triangle, it is never going to work. And because of that, Kyle and Owen managed to come through and snag second and third. So you saw it here. Viking Dog taking the win. BX, he got shuffled down the order, didn't he? That was unlucky, BX. He had an absolute flyer at the start, but his tyres died towards the end. Van der Speck has actually left the room. I'm not sure if that's a retirement for this evening. Hopefully he'll rejoin. But yeah, what a race. But you saw there as well, BX was just a little bit on the back foot, wasn't he? Towards the end of the race, obviously, with the tyres dying off. I think Vikings were pretty dead as well, to be fair. The two front runners absolutely using their tyres to the utmost. So that was unlucky, BX, but that obviously, how that race finished will set the reverse grid for the feature race, which will be taking place shortly. Obviously a 40-minute endurance. Oh my god, we've actually got 4 watchers now, so hello people, hello ALR crowd. If you don't know me by now, I'm your boy Vexed. It's Vexman of Ultimate Racing League and Aero League Racing. Commentary fame. Boom.
I am a potato.
And I'm a potato. Oh, we just lost a viewer. Bye, viewer. Yeah, so all you guys that are along watching anyway, welcome along. I hope you're enjoying the racing. Obviously, we'll get into the feature very shortly. That was the sprint race that will set the reverse grid for the feature. I suppose I could try and make. Should we make up some random facts? So BX likes spaghetti. That's a fact. Viking Dog. He's actually a Viking. He's got like a massive bushy beard. Like it's beautiful. You could like nest birds in it and stuff. Kyle. So Kyle is actually Canadian. He's of South Park fame. He's got like one of them funny heads. Kanata's not actually really Japanese. He's just Sindra. What can we say about Sindra? Sindra once he led an army in Malaysia. That's a fact about Sindra. Iggy is a Time Lord, and he travels about in his hot tub time machine, as you can see there. Owen's just he's just a top 5 driver, isn't he? Good lad is Owen. So BX is now setting the room for the feature race. I don't think I'm going to get a chance to finish my random facts. I can't even remember where we got to be fair. Who did we get to? So we did Cinder, we did Owen. Ben likes pizza. Marco. Mr. Nonconformance. He likes hentai. Anything Japanese, cherry blossoms, that sort of thing. Isaac Mitch. A fact about Isaac is he shares the same name as one of my brothers. And then we're back to BX. So yeah, that was a random fact about the drivers. I think we covered everyone. Actually, no, we missed Chris, didn't we? So Chris is actually Lewis Hamilton in disguise. I know some of you might be questioning that, but, well, I mean, look at Lewis's track record at the moment. He's not doing very well, is he? He's sort of midfield at the moment, isn't he? Sort of manages to get towards the front of the pack sometimes. But yeah, sort of around midfield-ish. That's who that is. Lars, did we say anything about Lars? So Lars, he likes cheese and tomato sandwiches. A little bit of salt and pepper on there. I think that's it. No, Capolero. So Capolero, he is really into calypsos. You know, the lollies. You know, them the sucker pops, whatever you want to call them. You put them in your freezer and you pop the top off, squeeze it, have a little suck. He likes them. And that was a random fact about every one of your Tier 1 Aero League racing drivers. A random fact about myself, so I actually have 3 cats, and I chat a lot of doo-doo. Oh, that went down really well. We've just lost 2 viewers. And you're not very lively tonight, are you, viewers? Come on, man. Somebody say hello. Don't leave me hanging. Also, another fact about BX.
I don't like sand.
He doesn't like sand. Which I can understand, is totally understandable. Sand isn't the greatest. That was in fact him. Look, did you want to say it again, BX?
I don't like sand.
There you go. See, he doesn't like sand. So
6.5 hours late.
Yeah, 6.5 hours later, and the race is about to start, so we'll go on board with Sindra because he's going to line up on pole. Obviously, being a what do you call it? A roll-in start. I forgot what I was talking about for a minute there. Drugs are bad, okay. So here we go. This is the start of the feature. They're off. Sindra is going to head up the pack. There's people weaving in the background there, trying to get some heat in the tyres, trying to warm it up for that first lap. If you're going to see any moves made early, so Sindra is there in first place, Capolero second, currently third, Isaac Mitch is up to fourth, or he's there in fourth, Lars is currently fifth, Ben is currently sixth, Chris is there seventh, Marco eighth, BX ninth, or BX looking like he's looking for a move on Marco already. He's going to have to sit behind him for the meantime though, isn't he? It looks like a bit of a train forming at the moment, bit of a procession. Oh, BX with a bit of a slide. Didn't want to do that too much. Iggy, the Time Lord, chasing BX down, trying to keep Owen behind him as well. Oh, and it looked like Kyle actually going for a move up the inside of Viking Dog there, so these guys, oh, and he's got a move. Has he got it done? Bit of door-to-door rubbing there. Viking Dog, he's got the inside now, he's going to be able to retake that position. And he does quite easily as Carl gets a bit squirrely on the exit. So Sindra is still in first place. He's looking to try and break away from the pack, but Capolero's having none of it. Capolero in that Ford GT is firmly trying to stick with him and try and get on board. So I thought he'd look a bit more futuristic than it does on the inside. But what a beautiful machine that is. It is a bit of a sight to behold, doesn't it? Looks like it belongs in a museum or an exhibition. Closing right up onto the back of Sindra there. It looks like everybody actually running mediums for the first stint. I did hear from the weatherman that there may be some weather this evening around Suzuka, so that may be While everyone's on mediums, they may be anticipating that rain, deciding they want to get the mediums out of the way first. Isaac Mitch is now up to 3rd place. He's managed to take that position away from Kanata. Kanata dropping to 4th. Lars is still there in 5th. Iggy now up to 6th place. How did Iggy get up to 6th? Iggy's on an absolute charge at the moment. He was towards the back, wasn't he? I said it, didn't I? Iggy is a Time Lord. He's using that hot tub time machine to zip through the pack. Owen. He's the top 5 dude. He just needs to get up there. He's got a couple of positions to make up and he will be there in the top 5. Come on, Owen, you can do it, mate. BX is now up to 8th place. So BX having to come from the back of the field. In fact, no, he wasn't right at the back, was he? He was... can't remember what position he started in now, but losing out a few positions at the end there, didn't he? Because of that stupid move that Marco did through Casio Triangle. And Kyle managed to take that 2nd place, didn't he, in the sprint race? Currently in 10th place. And we have got Viking Dog and Chris having a battle in the background there. Chris looking to go up the inside of Viking Dog. Viking Dog, he's going to have the inside for this next one. He's going to keep the boot in. No, Chris has managed to cover it off. Well done, Chris. That was good defending there, mate. I think you saw it coming, didn't you? And managed to shut the door. So Viking Dog's going to have to settle for sitting in the slipstream for the meantime. Maybe seeing a move come at Casio Triangle again. Ben. Ben. What happened to Ben, man? Come on, Ben. Currently sat in 13th place. He is 10 seconds off the back of Chris as well. He's just not had a great season, has he? In that Ford GT. It just doesn't seem like they're gelling. Sometimes it is like that though, isn't it? You try a car and it just doesn't work. Sindra currently 1st place. Oh no, Caballero, he's off! He touched the Astro and he had a massive spin. Isaac is through to 2nd place now. Oh, that's unlucky, Caballero. He was having such a good start. He had such a good race. Or started a race anyway. Coming up to 5 minutes in, we're 4.5 minutes in now. Sindra has now got the fastest lap for 2 minutes 1 second and 086, or 2:01.086, which was what I was trying to say in the first place. Now 3 seconds ahead of Isaac Mitch. Can Isaac Mitch bring that time down? His teammate has made up another position. He's up to 7th place. So Caballero having a moment on the Astro. It sent him around. It was quite beautiful to behold, I must say. It was nice. I'll give you extra style points for that, Caballero. And he didn't lose too many places either. He's only down to 3rd. He's still 1.1 seconds ahead of Lars, who is in that Subaru BRZ, managing to stay 1.7 seconds ahead of Owen at this point. And Owen's there! He's done it! He's up to the top 5! Go on, son! I said he could do it. Be nice to see him on the podium. See if he can maybe get a foot on there. You never know. Kanata now down to 6th place. It just looks like he's going backwards at the moment in that Aston. Is that... In fact, no, I think that's the Swedish flag, isn't it? So I think Kanata, Swedish. So what was the one that I said was Swedish before? Was that... Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry if I get your flags wrong, but I ain't good with flags. Obviously, I know this one because it's my own bloody country. BX up to 7th place. 0.4 seconds behind Kanata now. Can he make a move on? Oh, Kanata's gone deep. He's given that position away. Marco's managed to move through as well. Oh, Kanata, son. Come on, man. Heartbreak there for Kanata. He could still come back though. We're not even halfway into this race. So we got Owen up to 5th place. BX is up to 6th. Marco gifted that 7th. Kanata now down to 8th. Come on, Kanata. I'm sure you got more pace than that Aston. Viking Dog is now in 9th. So Viking Dog on a charge, trying to get through the pack. What can he do? He's been very quick, hasn't he, in that Corvette? Kyle. Kyle's there in 10th place currently. He's just got the best time through that sector by 0.001 of a second. And he has a moment on the exit. Viking Dog trying to get his way past. Kanata now. Kanata, don't just give it up, mate. You need to defend that position, son. Come on. Oh, no, he just opened the door, didn't he? He just opened the door. Viking's gone through. Kyle will surely find his way through as well. I think Kanata, maybe because it's his debut, perhaps he's a little bit wary. But he's coming back now, isn't he? They're side by side, him and Viking Dog. Viking Dog's not going to be able to take the inside line. He's going to have to be wary there. Oh! And he just gets through ahead of Kanata. Kanata dropping down now. Kyle's going to come through as well. He manages to get that move done easily into Casio Triangle. Chris was going to try and follow through as well, but thought better of it. That was intelligent racing there from Chris. He's going to get the... well, he's going to get the slingshot, isn't he? Down the start-finish straight, surely. And Kanata, he's just not... He's just not defending. Chris is going to get that move done easily, as he does. Just takes it up the inside. Kanata just moved over for him. He does look like he's trying to come back, but yeah, he just looks like he's a little bit uncomfortable. That's unfortunate, Kanata. I think we're going to see... Oh, Iggy! How is Iggy down in 12th? What happened? So Iggy, the Time Lord, down in 12th now. He must have gone back in time a bit. That's unlucky, mate. You need to hit the forward button. It's the forward button, son. And Ben's actually managed to bring that gap down now. So Ben, down to 6.9 seconds. Can he keep bringing it down? Come on, Ben. You could do it, son. Maybe the medium's actually coming into their window now, so perhaps that's what it was. Perhaps he was just a little bit uncomfortable in the early stages because their mediums they take a little bit of time to switch on. Meanwhile, Syndra now up to 1.9 seconds ahead of Isaac. In fact, I think that gap was bigger, wasn't it? I think Isaac has managed to bring it down somewhat. Or has it been consistent? Look at them lap times though from Syndra, 2:01 all the way through to lap 4. Oh, Van der Speck is now back. What happened to Van der Speck? I saw he left, didn't he, after the feature, but what happened? He didn't get back in for the... I mean, after the sprint, but he didn't get back in for the feature? Anyway, Isaac Mitch is there in 2nd place. Looking like he's trying to bring that gap down to Syndra. It is coming down slightly, isn't it? But not quite as quick as I think he would have liked it to. And another 2:01 there for Syndra. That was a 2-minute lap for Isaac. His last two were 2 minutes, 0.7. Capellero GT still holding on to that 3rd place. He's now 1.2 seconds off the back of Isaac. That was unlucky, Capellero. He just dipped a wheel, didn't he, on the Astro, and it just sent him round. Very, very slippery surface on the Astro. Lars is still holding on to that 4th place, having an absolutely cracking drive at the moment is Lars. He looked a bit shaky, didn't he, around Daytona, but it looks like he's on fire at the moment. Can he get onto the back of Capellero? He may be able to. Still 0.7 seconds ahead of Owen. Is Owen going to be able to go for a move on Lars? He's got to run now, hasn't he? He's definitely got the momentum. He's pulled alongside, and he has got ahead. Oh, Lars closing right up under the braking there. Will he be able to get the move done again? Get the switch back on Owen. Owen's now up to 4th place. Free to chase Capellero. And we're looking back towards Lars in 5th. Just want to see if he manages to go for a move. Oh, we saw a yellow flag. No, Isaac Mitch. Isaac's off. Isaac off. Oh, no. Owen now up to 3rd place. I said it, didn't I? I'd like to see him on a podium. He's actually got 1 foot up there. Caplero has now dove into the pits. Is that weather incoming? I think some of the guys have predicted that the weather is now inbound, and it does look like it's starting to get a little bit wet out there. Will the front runners be able to hold on them warm mediums as the heavens start to open? If it hasn't started raining out there, it is. Oh no, you can see the rain now. You can definitely see it coming down. It is raining on parts of the track. Will Sindra be able to get through unscathed back to the pits? Because I'm sure he will be wanting to take on a set of wet weather tyres. I think some of the guys who have gone in already, that undercut may prove very powerful. You can see it is really coming down now. Treacherous conditions out there. So Owen up to second place. He's got Lars chasing him down in third. Sindra now 5 seconds ahead. And you look at the meter there, the water meter or the moisture meter, moisturometer, coined a phrase, boom. Moisturometer on the bottom left there next to the tyre wear indicator, you can see that it definitely isn't. Oh no, they both got deep. Definitely not slick weather out there now, is it? No, Owen, he's off. He's off, he's gone for a little sightseeing trip. He's going to rejoin in third, is he? He may lose that position yet. Oh, Lars has gone off up ahead. Everybody tiptoeing around the track now. Owen, keep that conking. Oh, he's gone off again. Oh no, Lars up ahead. So I do think the guys that stayed out on the slicks very brave, but I don't think that is going to pay off for them. Oh no, Sindra. Oh no, this race has turned into wacky races, hasn't it? So Kyle's managed to stay calm and collected. He is literally tiptoeing through Casio Triangle. He couldn't go any slower if he tried. He is going to manage to make it to the pit, so isn't he, ahead of Sindra? BX has got through as well. BX up to second now. He's surely going to come in the pit. He hasn't come in the pits. BX, what are you doing? BX is a brave man. He stayed out. He stayed out on them slicks. Is the track going to dry up enough? Is that going to be... Oh no, I think it might be his undoing as he goes off there into the gravel. He's picked up that kitty litter. And Caplero GT is now bearing down on him. He's the first person that went into pit for the wet weather tyres. I think that was an error from BX. I think he's going to be firing his mechanics after this, his engineers after this race. That was definitely a Ferrari strategy decision, wasn't it? Or reminiscent of Norris back in Imola a couple of years ago when he decided to stay out on the softs. Oh dear. Well, I hope it's as entertaining for you guys as it is sat here commentating on it. So Caplero now in the lead of the race. I think he definitely made a wise strategy decision, went in early for them wet weather tyres, and it has paid off at the moment. BX has stayed out on mediums. In fact, does it look like there's a dry line forming already? So maybe, oh my god, there's a big gaggle of cars forming behind as well. So maybe the guys that have stayed out on the slicks, maybe that was a good strategy decision from them. Maybe it's going to dry up way quicker than some of the others expected. But oh, he's at mids now, looking like he's got to run. He's on the intermediates. He's going to take that wetter line. He's managed to move past his teammate now. He has been a bit of a buffer, hasn't he, so far this season, but he's now taken the lead over his teammate. His teammate's going to have to sit behind him. I think he's going to try and put him along, maybe. So BX dropping a third place. He's only 0.2 off the back of his teammate, though. I think he would be wise to stick behind him, to be fair, as that track is starting to dry. Yeah, he's not going to go for a move, is he? That track's too wet on the inside line at the moment to be able to go for a move. And we don't want two teammates coming together. To be fair, that would be... they'd definitely be getting shouted at by their team manager. Iggy now out to fourth place. He stayed out on the mediums. He also took the brave option. So he dropped down the order, hadn't he? But he's managed to make it back up to 4th place. Absolutely astonishing recovery drive at the moment from Iggy. I think maybe because obviously some of the other guys have pitted for wet weather tyres as well. We can see Viking Dog there. He is on intermediates. And it does look like that dry line is starting to form now. So perhaps that was only a shower. I think maybe catching some of the other guys out. I think they thought it was going to be in for the long haul. I did myself. But looking at the moment, like these guys on the wet weather tyres, they will be having to pit again to put on a set of slicks anytime soon. I'm sure you can see the dry line there is starting to form. So they're going to be having to find the moisture on the track to dry them tyres, to cool them tyres down. So Marco currently 6th place, Lars is there in 7th. He stayed out on mediums. We got Kanata in 8th, he's also stayed out. Owen stayed out. Kyle went in for intermediates. Ben went in for intermediates, currently up to 11th place, so Ben as well, managing to retake a couple of positions. I said not to write him off, didn't I? I saw that time coming down. He's managed to make up a few positions, so kudos to Ben. He just needs to get onto the back of Kyle now. He is bringing that time down slowly. Sindra actually on a fresh set of softs, so I think Sindra actually going for the undercut. He's gone back in to take on a fresh set of slicks. I imagine he'll take them to the end of the race, so is that a winning strategy there for Sindra? He may have caught everyone else with their pants down. Chris obviously saw him, went in, and he's also done the same thing. He's taken on a fresh set of softs. Some way off the back of him now though, 26 seconds to be precise, but it is about the length of a lap, I'm sure. So yeah, Capolero has now gone in to take on a fresh set of softs. Iggy still out on the mediums. He is now new race leader. The Time Lord, after going almost all the way to the back of the field, now jumped his way to the front of the queue again. Absolutely flying in that hot tub time machine. BX not too far behind him as well. BX was one of the other guys that was very brave. I thought he was stupid. I thought he was a strategy error, a mistake from BX, but no. I should have known. He knows what he's doing, doesn't he? Staying out on them mediums. And he's actually closing that gap to Iggy now as well, so putting the pressure on Iggy. Iggy's going to have to keep it consistent, isn't he? Or does he? Because being the Time Lord, he could just... I think he could fall to the back of the field again and just snap his fingers and he'd be back to the front again, wouldn't he? But he is still yet to pit, so Iggy and BX still to pit. Lars as well. Lars is there on the mediums as well. He's up to 3rd place. He's driven a very consistent race though, hasn't he, as Lars, so doing really well this evening. Kanata back up to 4th. So he had dropped a few places, hadn't he, but making waves now. Although I can see his wipers are going, so let's hope that isn't a sign of things to come. I'm sure the guys wouldn't want to have to put on another set of wet weather tyres or try and chance it on slicks again. Owen, he was up to 4th. He's now in 5th. I think when the rain came, well, you saw what happened, didn't it? It definitely threw a spanner in the works for some of the guys going deep on it, quite a few of the corners. It became very sketchy out there, very reminiscent of an ice rink. Owen is now in that slipstream range. Can he make a move into turn 1? And Kyle now going in to get rid of them intermediates. And I called it, didn't I? Sindra now up to 6th. And there is only 11 seconds to these guys ahead of him, the top 5 who have yet to pit. So could Sindra become new race leader? Watch this space. Marco 6 seconds behind him now. He's on a fresh set of softs. Viking Dog is on a fresh set of mediums. So favouring the mediums over the softs. Aero not far behind him on them racing softs. And it's looking like he's hungry at the moment. It's looking like he wants to get that move done. Viking Dog not making it easy though. Two fellow countrymen driving for different teams. Viking Dog in the Corvette, Aero in the Ford GT, Isaac Mitch down to 10th now, but he is on a fresh set of softs. Kyle is there in 11th on a fresh set of mediums. Chris, as I said, was in a fresh set of softs. And Ben, oh Ben, what happened? Did he pit again? It looks like he's on a fresh set of softs. He managed to make a few positions up. I'm not sure what happened. So Iggy, still your race leader. He's now got a 2.6 second gap over BX, and he's now going into the pits. BX has followed him, I think. Oh, Lars has stayed out. He's favoured track position, so Lars is going to become new race leader. We've got quite a few different race leaders, haven't we, this race? And as suspected, yeah, so I thought the top 5 would go in, Lars being the only one to stay out. The other 4 have indeed gone in, and Syndra is now up to 2nd, but Lars is still yet to pit, so he is surely going to become leader of the race. Marco now 3 seconds behind Syndra. He is chipping into that time as well. Syndra's going to have to get a move on, isn't he? Marco actually taking the fastest lap at the moment for 2 minutes 1:09.7. Viking Dog currently 4th, but he's got a 0.5 second penalty. He's going to lose that position. He is going to lose that position to Aero once he serves that penalty. Aero only 0.4 seconds behind him now. He's going to have to extend that to at least a second if he wants to keep that position. Aero, as I said, still looking very hungry doing that Ford GT. Actually putting in a purple sector there. Can he snag the fastest lap from Marco? Can he snag this position from Viking Dog before Viking Dog has to serve that penalty? If he does, Viking Dog may be at risk of losing that position to Isaac Mitch as well, who is starting to creep up there as well. Currently in 6th place with his teammate behind him, BX, in 7th. Iggy now down in 8th. There we go, Viking Dog will serve that penalty. Aero is going to get through easily. Isaac not managing to get through, but he has closed right up onto the back now of Viking Dog. Viking Dog going to have to go defensive into Casio Triangle, and Isaac, he's spotted that opening, hasn't he? Looked like he was going for a move up the inside, not quite close enough to get it done. I think not wanting a repeat of what happened earlier on in the race. So Aero now moving over to cover the inside, but he's going to be on the moist side, the damper part of the track, and you saw he had a bit of a squirm there, didn't he, under braking? Yeah, you don't really want to be dicing on the wet stuff with them softs. So Viking Dog is still there in 5th, but Isaac is definitely in that slipstream range now, maybe able to go for the move in the next lap or 2. BX is now out on fresh softs, 4 seconds behind his teammate. He's actually putting a purple sector on that last sector as well. And Aero, he managed to take the fastest lap of 1:59.743. Iggy, he's there in 8th. He's looking to try and get onto the back of BX. A little bit of work to do for him. Kyle not far behind him, 700ths. Owen now down in 10th. Come on, Owen, you can do it, mate. You can get back up there. Owen actually putting in a purple sector. So everybody putting in purple sectors as the track is starting to dry. I'm sure we're going to see a few different fastest laps as opposed to leaders of the race as well. So Kanata down to 11th now. Chris not far behind him in 12th. Ben actually in the pits, so I think he's retired the car. Oh, and Marco actually now getting past Sindra. So Marco was on the absolute charge, managing to catch up to Sindra. Sindra looking like he had the edge there. Must have had a moment somewhere. Lars is now into the pits, so Marco, I think Marco's going to become new race leader. We need to start keeping a tally, don't we, of these race leaders. So Lars is going to drop down the order somewhat as he pits. Marco managing to take the lead of the race. Can he hold on to it? He has been very dominant though, hasn't he? I think the only round that he hasn't done noticeably well yet was the last round being Daytona. So maybe not really favouring the Lexus, but yeah, he's actually stretching that gap to a second now. 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. Sindra, what's happening to Sindra? Looking like he's a little bit on the back foot now. Keplero started to close that gap, and BX has taken the fastest lap, as I said, with a 1:58.9. That's going to take a lot of beating, isn't it? That time put him on pole for the sprint race. So Sindra now having to go defensive against Keplero. Keplero is only 0.5 seconds off the back of Sindra now. And Keplero has looked quick this evening, hasn't he, in that Ford GT. Oh no, Sindra, he's gone deep. Where's he gone? Sindra with an error. Keplero's gone through easily. Sindra now dropping to third place. Meanwhile, they're letting Marco just drive off into the distance. Oh, and Sindra coming back now against Keplero. It looked like Keplero let him back through. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe there was a little touch on the braking, perhaps. And that's why Keplero has allowed Sindra to retake that second position. But they're dropping off the back of Marco now. Marco is now 3.7 seconds up the road. That's going to take a lot of doing to catch up to him. Keplero going for the move up the inside. Sindra going to hold it around the outside. Don't want to touch the Astro though. Keplero's got the advantage being on the inside, and he's managed to get that position done. That was a great move there from Keplero. Managed to get it done. Sindra still trying to come back though in that Corvette. His teammate not too far behind him now, Viking Dog. What can these two Corvette teammates do? Can they work together and try and take the final two slots on the podium? I think it's too late to try and chase Marco. He's now 5.2 seconds up the road from Sindra. 5.4. Absolutely flying at the moment is Marco. So Viking Dog, he decided to go for the mediums, and it's actually brought him up to 4th place at the moment. And I think that may have been the wiser strategy, because I think the softs are going to die a lot quicker. Well, they are going to die a lot quicker, aren't they, than the mediums? It's a fact. Physics. In fact, as one of our fellow drivers, Smurf, would say, it's science. Isaac now under attack from BX. Is he going to allow his teammate through? Obviously, I think BX being second in the standings at the moment, he is ahead of Isaac, so maybe team orders will come into play. Maybe Isaac will move over soon. Sindra allowing Viking Dog through now, but Viking Dog has gone wide. But he is up to 3rd place. So what can the Corvette guys do? Can they keep the two AMG guys behind them? Marco now 5.4 seconds up the road. But will them tyres take him to the end of the race? He is going to have to try and do some tyre conservation, as is Caplero. So I wonder if maybe some of the guys going for a two-stop strategy, because once them tyres die, it is going to become really sketchy out there. So Viking Dog is up to third place. He's 1.7 off the back of Caplero now. And he's got the two AMG teammates, Axe Media, liveried AMG GT3s of Isaac, Mitch and BX bearing down on the back of him now. BX Royal, the winner of the sprint race. No, he didn't, did he? He didn't win the sprint. He won the sprint race in Daytona. And he came second, didn't he? Because his tyres died. Or did he drop down further? It was a while ago now, wasn't it? All of about 40 minutes maybe. BX still with the fastest lap, 158.9. In fact, he's done two identical 158.985s, lap 13 and lap 14. Talk about consistency. Incredible stuff. Iggy, the Time Lord, now back up to 6th place, and he is starting to catch BX now. Sindra dropping to 7th. I think Sindra's tyres are probably starting to fall off a little bit. I don't think he feels very comfortable in that Corvette. We saw he was absolutely flying, wasn't he, in the season previous when he was in the Genesis, so not too sure. I think maybe, as I say, some of the guys not very comfortable with their car choice this season. Kyle currently 8th, and Lars now down in 9th place. Lars did become race leader for some time, didn't he? But then he had to pit, and now he's found himself in 9th place. Chris is there in 10th. And that's the newer of the AMG GT3s, isn't it? Kanata still with his wipers going, furiously wiping the rain that isn't there. He's there in 11th place, and Owen 3.3 seconds off the back of him now. Owen, what happened, mate? Not too sure what happened to Owen. Must have had a moment somewhere. So yeah, Ben has definitely retired that car. So Marco into Hentai and Cherry Blossoms. Absolutely rapid driver. As I say, he put on an absolute show, didn't he, in the first two rounds? Nobody could stop him. He was just absolutely flying. Incredible pace. And it looks like his tyre conservation isn't too bad either. He may actually get to the end of the race on them tyres. I was a little bit dubious before, wasn't I? But he's definitely very consistent. You can see by the lap times there as well. His last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. His last 5 laps all being 1 minute 59s. That one just shy of a 159. That was a 2 minute. Caplero, I think he's going to struggle, isn't he? Come in the last stage of this race. We've got 5 minutes left to go, and his rears are looking very second hand now. But he's currently in 2nd place. Viking Dog still holding on to that 3rd place. Isaac Mitch not far behind him in 4th. And Iggy's managed to get past BX now. He must have snapped them fingers again. The hot tub time machine spitting flames out the back. Is a sight to behold, isn't it? So BX now down to 6th. I think maybe he's having nightmares from the sprint race. I think them fronts starting to die a little bit prematurely. Sindra actually looking like he's got better tyres than BX at that point, but no, he's gone wide, he's gone deep, and he's into the gravel again. Sindra, oh no, he's sending it round. Come on, Sindra. So Kyle moving up to 7th place. His teammate not too far behind him, Lars, in 8th. Chris is up to 9th. Kanata 10th. Owen not far behind him in 11th. And I think Sindra has just retired the car. So we've had 2 retirements this evening. And obviously, who was it that couldn't get back in? We had someone couldn't get back in, didn't we? I think it was Van der Speck. .37.5 minutes in. 2.5 minutes to go, just under. But Marco absolutely dominating again. Aero. I did say I thought his tyres were going to possibly be a little bit to deal with towards the end, and them rears. I wouldn't like to be out there on them rears at the moment. They don't look good. Oh no, hold it. He's held it. That is going to cost him some time though. Isaac Mitch may be able to get onto the back of him again. I think as we come into the dying stages, you never know, you may see that little train that is forming behind. Might see some moves coming there. It's looking like Caplero got a nice bit of breathing space at the moment though. Isaac Mitch. Isaac's front, almost dead. I think this is where we're going to see the battle starting to form. I think Iggy, the Time Lord, in that hot tub time machine, he may well be able to go for a move. He's trying to go the long way around this time, maybe going for the switchback. Not quite getting it done. Isaac got the better drive out of there. Will he be able to send the move? I'm not sure. As he come down to this next turn, hard braking zone, no. It may be as we approach Casio Triangle, that may be where the move comes, and I think everyone maybe just taking on enough fuel. We're going to have to go on board with Marco because he is coming up to Casio Triangle now. This may be the final lap. In fact, no, I think he's going to do another lap, isn't he? So maybe able to do a parade lap. I don't think the rest are going to get to. And he does. He manages to get through and start another lap. That will be his final lap. So Caplero, will he get through? He does. Iggy, he manages to get through too. BX has got through. Viking Dog also. And there we go. So some of the guys, oh, little Isaac was trying to slow down so we didn't have to do another lap, but Kyle will finish in 8th. Kanata is going to be 9th. Owen is 10th. Chris, he's going to bring it home in 11th place. Oh, and then somebody spun up ahead. Oh dear, who was that? So now Marco, still leader of the race with a 12.7 second lead. Absolutely flying. Nobody could touch this guy this evening. Fair play. And it was Isaac. Isaac having a spin. He's down to 7th place now. Unlucky Isaac. We missed that. Iggy popping flames again as we went on board. He's currently 2nd, isn't he? He's managed to get past BX in the end. In fact, no, he got past him, didn't he? So he's up to 2nd. He was trying to get past Isaac. BX, he's going to finish on the podium if he manages to keep that car ahead of Viking Dog. His tyres are dead now, though, aren't they? I don't know if he's definitely going to be suffering with understeer, isn't he? I don't know if he'll be able to do it. Hopefully he will. It'd be nice to see him on the podium, but Viking Dog is looking like he's on a charge. He's trying to bring that time down. It's only 2 seconds at the moment. Is it too little too late though? It's looking like actually his fuel maybe not getting him to the end of this race. Looking like he's under pressure now from Lars. Lars trying to get a move done on him. And we've got Marco coming through Casio Triangle for the 20th and final time. What an absolute display Marco has put on. He was absolutely on fire, wasn't he? Well done, mate. Absolutely cracking race, cracking strategy. Iggy, the Time Lord, he's going to bring it home in 2nd place. Well done there, Iggy. BX, he's going to hold on to it. 3rd place for BX. Lars will be 4th. He managed to get past Viking Dog at the end there. Viking Dog will finish 5th. Caplero GT. Caplero, he's going to bring it home in 6th. As I said, them tyres have gone, haven't they? I think he lost a few places at the end there. That's unlucky, Caplero. Almost, mate. And then Isaac, he'll bring it home in 7th place, and Isaac has actually run out of fuel. That's unlucky, Isaac. Well, that was a feature race, and we had... Oh, yeah, Ben will finish in 12th. That was a feature race, and we had shenanigans aplenty, and what an absolute demolishing that Marco dished out to the rest of the field. 12 point... I can't even remember how many it was. That was a huge gap there, wasn't it, at the end? Marco absolutely looking like he's in the league of his own at the moment. That's going to extend his lead again, surely. BX, I think he's still going to be holding on to 2nd place. I think Iggy's up there at the top, isn't he? Or he's getting close to the top now as well. So we'll have to have a run down through the grid, or through the standings, should I say, in the next video. Obviously, you guys that are racing anyway, you can check it out on the Discord. And any of the viewers that may want to just go and have a look themselves, if you join the Discord, I can't tell you what it is off the top of my head, but yeah, there is a Discord for the Aero League Racing, and I think that's probably what it's called as well. So yeah, go check it out. I've been your boy Vex. This has been the Aero League Racing's Tier 1 drivers. This was Suzuka and round 4, and I'll be back for round 5. Good night.